Hey y'all, welcome to Freedom Makers. I'm Amanda, and this morning I've already been out picking. It's 8:32. I just looked when I ran to get my camera, and so the sun is hitting at this weird angle. It hits at in the morning and in the evening where it's really hard to tell if something is ripe or not, and so I always end up picking things that aren't ready, and so it's just a mess. So I've decided to call it quits. I have picked lima beans and tomatoes this morning. I'm really excited to show you that. Then we're gonna go in the house and get to work on shelling these. Sunshine and I will have some breakfast, and it's gonna be a wonderful, wonderful Freedom Makers Day. So this is my 5-gallon bucket. This morning I filled up the bottom half with lima beans. Many of those were dry, but that's okay. I can either cook those for our family or use them for seed next year. The top half is tomatoes. These are beautiful and definitely needed to be picked because I found a bird yesterday that was trying to eat them all. And it's not just any bird. It is a creepy little weird bird that looks almost like a dinosaur. And I tried to shoot it yesterday, but I missed. Womp womp womp. But he always gets into my tomatoes. Last year he was in this tree that is shading me right now. Now he is down by the chicken pen with the nest. I think there are 2 of them. So I'm not too happy about that. I would shoot them if I had been able to. Because they eat my food. Yes, that's real life. If something is going to attack your food, you need to eliminate it. So I tried to do so. It was not successful, but I will probably try again. And that little guy is not eating all my tomatoes this year. While I'm walking by, I thought I'd show you my oregano bed again. Beautiful flowers. I love these guys. Anyway, the oregano is really getting close to needing harvesting again. I'm really excited about that. I'll be harvesting more probably in a couple of weeks and dehydrating that in my sun oven like I did last time. We are really excited to have our own herbs growing, and I do that every year, but this year the oregano has just been extremely successful. This is my 3-year-old sage bush. It's doing really well as well. It is starting to do better than it was. We had no rain for a while and I kept forgetting to water him, but I remembered since we've been back from our trip, and he is doing wonderful now. Won't be long and I'll be harvesting some more sage as well. Okay, Pumpkin, you want the pink egg or the blue egg for breakfast?
The blue egg.
The blue egg? I just knew you were going to say pink.
I want the pink one.
You want the pink one? I knew it. Oh, this is going to be good. Just a little salt and pepper. You're adorable, and I love you. Enjoy breakfast.
Thank you.
Okay, we have some more tomatoes that Sunshine and I just picked. On the bottom is just a handful of rattlesnake beans. We'll probably just throw those in the freezer. And then we had a tomato plant actually fall over. Though I had them staked and tied, a branch of it came off. So anyway, so we have some green ones in here. Sunshine and I also just picked up all of our shallots. We just threw them on the swing for now. I will lay these out nicer to dry in a little bit, but some of them are a really good size. I'm really happy with these. I just took a handful of shallots from our grocery store last year and planted them, and we had a good yield. We used them all winter long, and so this spring I planted what was left, and this is a pretty good yield considering that I only had a handful of them, and they always come up in either 2s or 4s. Most of these came up in 4s, so I was really happy with that. Hey Pumpkin, what you doing?
I am getting the brown ones out because they're my favorite ones.
The brown ones? Good. We need all the dry beans out of there, and Mama's going to shell the green ones. Sound good?
Yes, ma'am.
Woohoo! You're doing great. Sunshine also helped me to shell our butter peas. These were dry. They're not all quite dry though. There are some that are a little more plump that I want to make sure dry out completely. So I just have them in a pie tin. This is just something that I had laying around where they are able to lay kind of flat. And it'll keep them contained. If we knock it, you know, it's hopefully not going to spill. Anyway, I'm going to put that in a baggie when they are completely dry, and we're going to move on to working on our lima beans. So this is that bowl that Sunshine was separating out for me earlier. We will go through these as we have time in the evenings when we're just sitting around, or if there's a rainy day or anything like that. I'm not in too big a hurry, but I do kind of want to get this taken care of so I can have my bowl back. These are the green ones. I've already shelled a lot of these, and they're just kind of up under here. But anyway, I'm going to finish these out today and hopefully get them canned. If there's not enough to can between these and the butter peas that I harvested yesterday, then they'll go in the freezer. Alright friends, I'm about to run my canner. These are some tomatoes I'm stewing down with some bell peppers from the garden, some onion. And I'm following the recipe from the ball book, so you can look that up if you want to. I think it was a tablespoon of sugar and 2 teaspoons of salt. And I'm going to can this in quarts, so that's going to go for 20 minutes in my pressure canner. This is tomatoes, but since I've added the bell pepper, you have to pressure can it. So keep that in mind if you're wanting to do stewed tomatoes. These are going to be lovely. I took some time earlier to peel these by blanching them. And so now I'm just going to get these processed. It's a very small batch, so I wanted to find something else that would go for about the same amount of time. So with my tomatoes, I'm going to do, these are rattlesnake beans. They were in the freezer earlier. I put my salt on the top, not the bottom, so that's what you're seeing there. The quarts of green beans go for 25 minutes, but pints go for 20, and that's the exact same amount of time as the stewed tomatoes that I'm doing. So I can put these all in the pressure canner at one time. I have my jars ready here for my tomatoes, and I'm just waiting for my water to start to boil so that I can have these ready at the same time. Y'all, look how beautiful this is. I'm really excited to put this in my canner. The rest are already in here, and it is a full canner. So I've got 3 of the quarts of the tomatoes, and then 4 pints. 3 are green beans, or rattlesnake beans, green beans, whatever, and then a tiny pint of the stewed tomatoes. So I'm really excited to put this in the canner. It's going to go 20 minutes. You need to check your altitude to know what kind of pressure you need in your canner. Mine's going to go at 10, and we're going to get this going. Alright y'all, my canner is powering down right now. It hasn't unlocked, as you can see here. But before that happens, and before I put my hot water into these jars, I thought I'd show you the fresh beans that I have from my garden. I have 2 black-eyed peas, 2 butter peas, 2 lima beans, and then this one in the front is a mixture of what I have left of all of them. I really love that I can my beans in a jar like this all together. This jar will be put into soup later in the winter. And then I have a little taste of summer of all 3 of these kinds of beans in one jar. I can just throw this in a pot of soup. It makes no never mind. It's all good. If you have a little bit extra of different kinds of beans, don't be afraid to mix and match. It's a great way to still utilize these. Our family will still eat them. Don't be afraid to mix your jars. While my canner's venting, I have taken the first of our Danny corn and cut it off the cob into our cast iron skillet here. Sunshine is going to add in some onion. And this is the first time we are trying it at home, but I have had Danny corn in a skillet like this at Danny and Wanda's house, and it was absolutely wonderful. I'm really, really excited to try it here at home. I hope that my corn that I grew is as tasty as his is. I mean, it came from the same seed, but you know, soil and expertise has something to play. So anyway, we'll see how this goes for dinner. We're going to get some other homemade sides ready for dinner tonight as well. Okay, this timer is for my canner that you can hear venting, but I did just turn on my oven to 275 because I'm going to dehydrate my corn cobs in the oven. I could do this outside. I could use my sun oven. I could use my regular dehydrator. I'm just going to throw it in the oven because I'm going to have it on for something else I'm making later anyway. And I'm going to dry these guys out because next year when I grow tomatoes, I want to try putting some corn cobs in the bottom for water retention. I just want to test it out. If I put this anywhere outside, ants are going to get to it. And the sun is not shining brightly enough today. We're having too many clouds for me to use my sun oven. So I'm just going to throw it in the oven for a little while and dehydrate these guys and store them for next year. See what we're dealing with? Lots of sunshine, but lots of clouds too. All around. It has supposed to have rained all week. We have yet to see a drop. Lots of clouds. Over here, they're pretty dark. But we have yet to see any rain. I'm really hoping and praying it rains soon. We're watering every evening. Now we're chopping up some beets and some radishes that we harvested a few days ago, and Sunshine is putting them in the bowl for me. And I'm just giving these a rough chop. And we will roast these in the oven when the corn cobs get finished. The canner still has about 9 minutes left. Those are all chopped up, honey. We're going to drizzle this with olive oil in our bowl and probably just do salt and pepper. I really like roasted beets. I do not like canned beets, so I am not preserving these. We just eat them fresh and seasoned. However, if anyone knows how I can keep beets fresh for longer without them getting swishy, I would really appreciate any information on that because I cannot seem to find a way to keep them from getting mushy. In the refrigerator they get mushy, on the counter they get mushy, like they last a few days and that's about it. And so we've just been eating our heart out with some beets. We love them. And we're going to have these roasted tonight and probably for the rest of the week because we harvested plenty. Alright friends, my canner is still going with the beans in it. We've got just 10 minutes left. But dinner is served. So we've got our skillet corn. I did open a can of the rattlesnake beans. Not the ones I just canned. Those are actually right here. The 3 that I canned. And then the stewed tomatoes. They are looking amazing. They're actually still bubbling from coming out of the canner. But I have the skillet corn here. Our tomato salad with some peppers. Rattlesnake beans, I did open a can because I wanted us to taste them canned. We've had them fresh, and I just wanted to taste them canned. Some chicken that I had grilled, some cornbread left over from yesterday, and the beets and radishes are missing because they aren't quite done and we're starving, so we'll have those for lunch tomorrow. But those are going well, and after this canner gets done, we are going to pipe down for the night. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I'll catch you in the next video.